Jai Hind students, welcome to physics lecture of grade 9. I hope all of you would be fine at your home. In the previous lectures, we completed our chapter 1, that is of the motion. In that chapter, we discussed the concept of displacement, velocity, acceleration and the velocity time graphs, speed time graphs, position time graph, distance time graph. Now, in this chapter, we will discuss the laws of motion. What is the difference between motion and the laws of motion? In previous chapter, we discussed about the motion without considering the cause of the motion. If a body is at rest, it is coming into motion. Why that body has come into motion? These points we will discuss in this chapter. Now, first of all, let me give you some examples. If I say that here is a football, right, and I want this football to come in this motion, what I will do? I will kick the football, and let us say here we are having a box. I want you to lift the box upward. What we do? Now, let us say this is a drawer, this is the handle of the drawer. I want you to pull the drawer. What you will do? If I want you to close the door, you push. If I want you to open the drawer, you pull it. And here, in this case, you hit it. So, three aspects: push, pull, or hit. What this push, pull, or hit, they are known as I told you, this is the football. Why it came into motion? It came into the motion because it was kicked. And when it was kicked, a force was applied on it. So what is the meaning of the term force? So I can say that a force is a push, pull, or hit. It is a push, pull, or hit. When we want to move it, when we want to open the drawer, we are pulling. And when we want to close the drawer, we are pushing. And here in this case, what is happening? We are hitting. So, what is a force? How can we define a force? A force is defined as a push, pull, or hit. A force, what is a force? A force is defined as push, pull, or hit. The push, pull, or hit, it is defined as the force. Now, what the force can do? What are the effects of the force? First point is that, let us say we are having a football here. Football is initially at rest. The moment when it is kicked, what happens? The football, it starts moving. So what the force can do? It can change the state of rest. If a body is at rest, it comes into motion when the force is applied. So first effect of the force is that it can change the state of rest of a body. Rest of a body. Now second point is, let us say there is a goalkeeper, and when a footballer throws a football, towards the goal post. If the football catches the ball, what happens? Ball comes into the rest. Why the ball come into the rest? It is because the goalkeeper has also applied the force. So what the goalkeeper can do? It can bring the bodies to the state of motion, state of rest from the state of motion, from the state of motion. Third point is, let us say there is a bowler who is bowling to a cricketer, and cricketer he hits that. Ball was coming here, direction of ball is this, and after hitting ball it moves there. So what is this? It is a change in the direction of motion of the ball. So what it can do? Force can change the direction of motion of body. Fourth point. Imagine you are moving in a car, and when accelerator is processed, when accelerator is pressed, what happens? There is increase in the speed of the car. So engine has applied this additional force to increase the speed of the car. So what the force can do? It can change the speed of a moving body. If a body is in motion, definitely it can change its speed. Fifth point is, let us say you are having this ball. I am applying the force. Is there any change in shape and size? Yes, now it's spherical. Now here it's not spherical, it has become elliptical. So what happens? By this there is change in the shape and size. So what the force can do? It can change the shape and size of an object. So these are the effects of the force. The force, it can produce the following effects. Now after the concept of force and effects, let's do about the situation when a number of forces are acting on a body. Let me tell you what are the situations. Let us say this is the body, right? A force F1 is acting here, force F2 is acting here, force F3 is acting here, force F4 is acting here, force F5 is acting here. If I ask what is the total force acting on the body, then what will be this total force? Total force will be the vector sum of F1, F2, F3, F4, F5. If you say that this is 100 Newton, let us say this is 50 Newton, this is 75 Newton, this is let us say 75 Newton, and this is 50 Newton. If I ask what is the total force acting on the body, you will say it is 100 plus 50, 150, 150 plus 150, 300, 350. If you say that total force acting is 350 Newton, is it correct? It's wrong. Why? I can tell you, these two forces are in opposite direction, so they are cancelling the effect of one another. So this force, it can never be equal to the 350 Newton because force is a vector quantity. Its addition, it will also depend on the direction of the force. So total force won't be equal to 350 Newton. Question is, why it is not equal? Because in the calculation of force, direction is also important. Now I am going to define a new term, that is the resultant force. What is the meaning of the term resultant force? So that total force is the resultant force. So what is the resultant force? How can I define the resultant force? If a number of forces are acting on a body, then the total force acting on the body is called resultant force. So whatsoever will be the total, that total will be called as a resultant force. Note, this resultant force is equal to the vector sum of all the forces acting on the body. So what I told, resultant force. So what is the resultant force? Resultant force is the total force acting on a body if a number of forces are acting on it. It is equal to the vector sum of all the forces which are acting on the body. So that force is given the name of the resultant force. So I think it's clear. Now, so what is the resultant force? It is the total force acting on a body if a number of forces are acting on it. It is equal to vector sum of all the forces acting on the body. Now on the basis of resultant force, I am defining two types of the forces. Types of forces. Number one is balance force. Number two is unbalanced force. What is a balanced force? What is the meaning of the term balance? If I can balance this pen over my palm, I will say it's balanced. What does it mean, balance? So, balanced forces acting on a body are said to be balanced if their resultant is zero. Let us say this is a body. These forces are acting on the body. If I say this is 100 Newton, this is 100 Newton, this is 200 Newton, this is 200 Newton. No. This force is cancelling the effect of this force. Why? Because they are in the opposite direction. This force is cancelling the effect of this force because they are in the opposite direction. So I will say that these forces are the balanced forces. Now, for example, let us say there is a body, let us say there is a book which is placed on a table. Then its weight, it will act in the downward direction. Now, this book is applying the force on the table, and table is also applying equal and opposite force which is acting in upward direction. That force is given the name of the reaction force. The total force in this case is 0. So what I want to say that a few points that you have to keep in your mind. If balanced forces are acting on a body, the body remains in the state of rest or uniform motion. The body, it remains in the state of rest or uniform motion. Second point is balance force can change shape and size of the body. How balance force can change the shape or the size of the body? Let us say this is the ball. Here I am applying 5 Newton force and here I am applying 5 Newton force upward and downward with my fingers. We are saying that I am applying the force upward and downward. So what this force is balance force and it is changing the shape and size of the body. So balance force, it can change the shape and size of the body. Second force is unbalanced force. Unbalanced force. So what is unbalanced force? It is unbalanced force. Forces acting on a body are said to be unbalanced if the resultant is not 0. If I say this is the body, 100 Newton is acting here and 50 Newton is acting here, are the forces balanced? These forces are unbalanced. Why? Because total force here is 100 Newton minus 50 Newton. This is the 50 Newton. Why 50? Because they are cancelling the effect of each other. So, second point is unbalanced forces. Now, what the unbalanced forces can do? Unbalanced forces can change the unbalanced forces can change. What they can change? They can change speed, state of rest, uniform motion, shape, size of body. So, what the unbalanced force can do? It can change the speed, state of rest, uniform motion, shape, size of the body. So this is the effect of the unbalanced force. Why a vehicle, when we start it, why it start moving? It is because unbalanced forces are acting on the body. Right? It is because that unbalanced forces are acting on the body. So, in this way, we can explain the balanced and unbalanced forces. Thank you and have a nice day.